Oh, good morning. I had to kind of wrap up last night because a lot of the packing that we had left had to be done this morning. Quite a bit of the food and stuff had to be done. So we are now, the next morning, we've got pretty much all the food packed up. Let me give you a look. We've got, now, tip when travelling, especially with food prep, Ziploc bags. We've got big bag of chicken, several bags of cream of rice, bags of whey. We've got rice cakes, peanut butter, honey, jam. Just cooking up the jasmine rice now, and that is pretty much the food sources that we're going to be using. So keeping it nice and simple and clean, nothing fancy. So everything is packed. We've got a little travel bag. I'll show you all the bags when we leave because it's ridiculous. I swear to God, I was going for the week. I'm going for like tonight, tomorrow, drive home Sunday. But yeah, it's real now. So everything is sorted there. Everything is packed, ready to go. We are just waiting for the rice to cook, Rachel to show up, and then we're on the road. So that is it. Packed and ready to go. It's all very real now. So excited to get on the road and get travelling, get a coffee in. And yeah, we'll catch up on the way. Oh. Look who has arrived with a smile. So that is it. We are finally off on a little adventure.
Yep.
You excited? Not for the drive?
No.
No. First stop? Coffee.
Starbucks.
First stop, Starbucks. Gotta get a coffee. Or several coffees. I'm gonna go with several coffees along the way. But we'll get there, be fine. But as you can see, we are packed for 7 weeks away with the amount of bags, mainly me. But you have a fair whack of them as well, actually. You've got like what? One in the boot, two there, and your backpack. Yeah, you're heavily packed as well.
Boot, but one is a food bag, one is my clothes, and one is my work bag.
Because work doesn't stop. Self-employed life. But yeah, cool. Right, let's hit the road. Oh, good morning. So it is the next day. We finally got here. It was an absolute torturous drive, I won't lie. So happy we got that done yesterday and weren't trekking up today because I would have turned around in Dublin. Just drove home. But yeah, how'd you find the drive?
Long.
Yeah, I think we were in the car from 11 till about 7. Thereabouts. Probably a bit longer, maybe.
I collected you at 10:15.
Yeah, 10:15, and we got here at 6:45 last night. So I'll tell you how long the drive took. Between, there was obviously all the pit stops. If you haven't, I'm going to put up an Instagram highlight of all the petrol stations that we stopped in along the way because it was ridiculous. But there was also major hold-ups in terms of roadworks. There was a car crash on the way as well. So we did eventually get here. The apartment is actually quite nice. So we've got the kitchen area. We've got a little bedroom and bathroom. So it's absolutely perfect. And then we've got the big telly for the Ryder Cup because you can't miss out there. So we can't. Yeah. But yeah, so plan of action today. We have got 6 meals on the cards. I have 2 in at the minute, so it is 12 o'clock. So we've got 2 meals in. They are very, very basic. I will show you as we go along. We were just kind of getting organised and stuff this morning, taking off a bit of work, making sure everything was kind of done so that we could just relax for the evening as well. But the meals I've had so far, I've had 100 grams of cream of rice, 20 grams of whey, and 10 grams of dark chocolate. And then I've had 100 grams of jasmine rice, uncooked weight. When cooked, adds up to, I think it's just over 300 grams. And then 50 grams of chicken. Water intake for the day is 4.5 litres of fluid, and that includes the water used to make like the cream of rice and stuff, so I'm making those a little bit thicker than normal, a little bit more of a cake texture, but it's actually lovely. So I'm very happy with the meals and stuff. We are going to go and potter around for a little bit in Derry. There's a little shopping centre literally 4-5 minute walk from the apartment, so we're just going to pop over there, just pass some time. We've nothing really to do, which is great. A little bit of a walk to help digestion and stuff as well. Kuba was very happy this morning with the pictures, so we cannot complain there. And then I am getting tangoed up at 9:30 this evening for the base coat, 7 a.m. for the top coat tomorrow morning. We'll go over and register then at 9 a.m. and then the show starts at 11. I think we'll be on stage at about 1. So that is pretty much where we're at. If you're driving to Derry, I would recommend driving. If you have to drive to Derry, I would recommend driving to like Dublin, staying in Dublin. If you're coming from Waterford, stay in Dublin a night and then drive to Derry, because it would make life so much easier. That was, I mean, you're a passenger and you still found it fucking a nightmare. Like, it was tough going. It was tough going. But again, we got here and it was definitely the right plan of action to come yesterday, 100%. You know, it's made today so much more stress-free, and I think that's exactly what we needed kind of the day before. So it all worked out well. And then the drive home will be hopefully a little bit easier, because we'll have a bit of food and stuff, and I can pick away at a bit of food compared to when we were driving up. So it'll make it a little bit easier. And because my water intake is obviously going to be a lot lower today, it's at 4.5 litres compared to 8.5 litres, and then tomorrow it's just kind of sipping on water, so my water intake won't be as high at all, so that should help dramatically. But yeah, so that's kind of where we're at. What I am going to do is probably I'll get 1 or 2 more clips as the day goes on, but I'm pretty much going to have this all edited and ready to go. I'm either going to pop it up tonight, which is Saturday, so that it's up and live, or I'll put it up first thing in the morning tomorrow before the show, so I'll have it like loaded up and ready to go, and that'll keep everyone up to date. And then tomorrow is show day. You're in charge of the camera tomorrow.
Pressure.
No, you're getting the hang of it. You got some cool little clips in the background and stuff there as well this morning, which are cool. So I'll do obviously the little bits in the morning, and then Rachel is going to take over and hopefully get some show footage. Hopefully you can kind of bring even the phone in and just record a bit of show footage. If not, I am buying the live stream, and I am going to put the live stream in the next video anyway, so you'll be able to see the full men's physique category, and hopefully, you know, a nice gold trophy, hopefully even a sword on the way home, who knows. But the main thing for me, and I think the main thing I want to kind of stress, is how happy I am at this present time stepping on stage with the work that has been done, knowing that I could not do a single thing more. Bodybuilding is a very, very subjective sport. So when it comes to the judging criteria and stuff, you could go to one show and they want one thing, you could go to another show and they want another thing, even in the same category, you know. So from that side of things, the last couple of days and weeks have been really, really like mentally focused on that and that alone, that we've done the work, couldn't have been better, and I can walk off stage head held high no matter what happens. And I think that's my biggest takeaway, and I am very, very happy with that. Obviously I want the trophy, obviously I want the sword. We don't come here to just take part, we are coming to do some damage, but at the end of the day, as I said, it is a very subjective sport, and we got to remember that, and I think we forgot that for quite some time. So we're going to wrap it up here. We're going to see if we can't go find the pennies on Primark. It's Primark over here, ain't it? Yeah, you forget that you're up there. You forget that you're out, like, you're not in Ireland, like the Republic of Ireland. But it was like going back in time actually as well, driving up the roads. It's a bit mad, but yeah, we're going to wrap it up here. That was a lot of waffling, standard, and I will chat to you in a little bit. 60 grams of uncooked jasmine rice, 30 grams of peanut butter. The glam life of show day.
Athlete number 66, ready to run.
Yes! Yes, Ray! Yes!
Quarter tongue to your right.
Yes!
Quarter tongue to the rear of the stage. Quarter tongue to your right.
Yes, Ray!
And quarter tongue to face the judges. Front pose, arms up, hands open.
Yes!
Quarter tongue to your right. Left hand behind head, showing side of wings.
Abs! Yes!
Quarter tongue to your right, facing the rear of the stage. Back pose, arms up, hands open.
Come on, Ray! Yes!
Once again, quarter tongue to your right, right hand behind head, showing side of wings.
Yes!
And quarter tongue to face the judges, abdominal pose.
Yes!
And
Yes!
relax. Front pose, arms up, hands open.
Let's go, Ray! Abs!
Quarter tongue to your right, left hand behind head, showing side of wings.
Yes!
Quarter
Come
tongue
on,
to
Ray.
your right, facing the rear, back pose, arms up, hands open.
Yes!
Quarter tongue to your right, right hand behind head, showing side of wings.
Yes, Ray!
And quarter tongue to your right, facing the judges, abdominal pose.
Yes!
Okay, gents. In fifth place with an invite to a finish final, athlete number 150, Peter. In fourth place, also with an invite, athlete number 63, Aiden. In third place. Moving on to the trophies and the medals now. In third place, athlete number 66, Ray.
Yes, Ray.
In second